Good morning, guys. I hope you're all doing really well. Welcome back to the channel. Oh my goodness, it's carnage here this morning, but I wanted to intro the vlog and say hello before I show you the absolute joke that is my house right now. But I can't complain because we have actually had a full night's sleep, like a sleeping through the night kind of full night's sleep. No one woke me up, no one screamed, no one needed milk, no one needed anything from me in the middle of the night. So 5:30, I'll take that because I had a full night's sleep. I cannot complain. Firstly, whilst Hallie's having her breakfast, I need to give a shout out to Skin and Me because look at my skin, it's actually glowing, and I haven't done anything this morning. Literally, I woke up, splashed some water on my face, and it was like glowing from last night's evening routine. Like I swear to God, Skin and Me has changed my life. And as the months go on, as the years go on, because I've been using them for like 2.5 years now, my skin gets better and better and better, and I have no one to thank other than Skin and Me. Like, my hormones are definitely not to thank because wow, my hormones hate me at this point. I swear, as mums especially, like, our skin just goes here, there, everywhere, and my Skin and Me daily doser has like grown and matured with me, and I just love it. It's basically a team that formulate a personalised and powerful piece of skincare for your skin specifically, based on the questions that you answer in the questionnaire when you sign up. And every single time that I adapt it and change it, and every time the circumstances change, like for example if I'm pregnant or breastfeeding or postpartum or taking a certain type of medication or whatever, they change it for those circumstances so that it's always suited to your skin once you update the questionnaire. And I could not be more happy with how my skin is feeling at the moment and how it's looking as well. Like, I'm very happy that I haven't got much acne scarring showing through at the moment. It does feel like that me 2.5 years ago that was really trying to get clear skin for my wedding is such a distant memory. Like, I used to have such bad acne all around my chin area and all up my jawline and stuff like that because it was like hormonal acne, postpartum hormones flying everywhere, and it was just like I could not find something that worked for me until I found Skin and Me. And then I've just been consistent with it. The main thing I like is how effective it is, and also how simple it is, because all I have to do is cleanse my face, treat my face with my daily doser, which is the personalised powerful skincare that they formulate for me specifically, and then just hydrate my face with a bit of moisturiser at the end, and then that's it. It's 3 steps. It's easy as, and I don't have to think about it. All gets delivered to my door, and it's just amazing. If you're someone that's been thinking about Skin and Me, then definitely use my discount code, which is Shannon09Y, which gets you your first daily doser for £4.99. That's the personalised powerful skincare that gets specifically formulated for you, and then also your moisturiser and a cleanser trial sizes that you get to have with that as well, completely free. So you get to like try all the products just for £4.99, and the daily doser is a full size one, so that's amazing. Honestly, you will not regret it. I have not regretted it. Like, I'm just every single day so bloody grateful for Skin and Me for helping me clear my acne, helping me just be confident in myself. Like, I'm just so incredibly grateful, and I know that there are other people on the back of me recommending it that have tried it and been like, right, I'm never going back to other things now because this just works. And that's what you need. That's what you need in life. Anyway, let me expose myself as to what my house looks like right now. What's wrong, baby girl? What is it? What is it? No, you want to climb everywhere, but you can't. Fun times. Love that drawing on the mat. Absolute perfection, that. Bless you. Bless you. Come on then. Oh dear. Oh dear. As soon as you make a hot beverage, these kids go crazy, right? I've got a hot cup of tea. Hallie needs to come out of her high chair now. I need to change her nappy again. And yeah.
Mommy.
Yes, George.
Mommy, where's my little tiny monster truck? My big monster truck. A little like orange.
I know which one you mean. Your big monster truck, yeah?
Yeah, but I control the monster.
Yeah, your control monster truck. I'll get it for you. Okay, right. I've got my cup of tea. Hallie's entertained by a button on my pyjamas. She stood up. Just right here. Although I have to say, I don't think that's going to last very long. Honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. The soundtrack of my life is Hallie whining right now. Unless she is being carried in my arms, it is complete whine central. Hallie is 14 months old now. She still can't walk, so I think she's getting really frustrated. She's started to pull herself up, like you can see she's holding herself up. Just like that. But she is just getting really frustrated that she can't, like, I don't know, climb and pull herself up onto the sofa, I think, herself. And then when she's on the sofa, she's just constantly climbing all over me, grabbing everything.
Tea off.
Okay, excuse me. George just came in and said, tea off. Please, of course I can. This is your cardboard car, isn't it, that you got for your birthday? And you colour it in. Ow, I'm just getting my hair pulled. Right, this is fantastic. I'm getting flashbacks, I'm not gonna lie, to when George was Hallie's age. Like, I just forget, you forget the hard stages, right? Because you're going through a hard stage at the time. Like, when George was 2 or 3, I was thinking, oh, this is really hard. State of my hair. But then you forget about the time before that. That was also hard. Basically, the whole of motherhood is hard. Like, every stage has its own difficulties. No, you just want to come to me, don't you? Come on in, little shuffler. Good girl. Good girl. Honestly, I do not know how some of these vloggers with kids like do this whole thing. Do like really aesthetic morning in the life with me, or like day in the life. Just does not happen in this household, does it, guys? Does it? Look at the state of everyone. Okay. Sometimes.
Harry, can you say cardboard? Why Harry? Can you say snake?
There we go. That's lovely. And you, honey. Gosh, I wish I had the energy this morning. The thing is, you do not stay still in my arms anymore, do you? Because you are a little wiggly worm. And yeah. Do you want me to put you down? No. Do you want me to put you in your high chair? Also no. Do you want me to carry you? Also no. What do you want? Oh my gosh, you know when you feel like you've just been like constantly bombarded since the second you open your eyes for like 2 hours straight, and you're just like, what is going on? Yeah, this morning was fun. Both the kids got up at like 5. I'm pretty sure it was just because Ash was making a bit of noise downstairs, and then they woke up. I think like they were like on the verge of like they could wake up or they could go back to sleep, and then like there was a little bit of a bang downstairs. I don't know, Ash must have dropped something on his way out the door or whatever on his way to work, and they both woke up, and I was just like, fantastic. Although I have to say, I know this might be petty of me, but it makes it so much easier getting up in the morning with the kids when your other half is already up and gone, because if he was laying in bed next to me whilst I was dealing with this morning, I would have been so incredibly resentful. Like, I'm not proud of it, but I 100% would have been. That this time last year when I was getting up in the night, like 5 times in the night with either Hallie or George, when George was having night terrors or he was having like growing pains or whatever, Hallie was getting up breastfeeding or whatever it might have been, like it was just, like the tiredness levels do not even compare. Like I'm a bit tired this morning, but I had a full night's sleep until 5 AM. Like that is not a luxury many mums with 2 young kids can actually say. So I am not gonna moan too much. I'm a bit tired, but in comparison to this time last year, like it's nothing. Anyway, George has got forest school today. I've put his bag, he's got like a Sainsbury's, he's got like a proper little like outdoorsy bag, but there's always extra stuff to put in like wellies and waterproofs and stuff. So I've put it all in a Sainsbury's bag, hooked it onto the fridge so I don't forget his packed lunch, which is in there. And yeah, that's what he's doing today. He's so excited, he hasn't done it all summer. And they're starting it back up this week. So forest school for George today, he's so buzzing. He's just been playing with all of his toys constantly. He hasn't watched a bit of TV since before his birthday, and just this morning just needed it, guys, and it's the first time I can hear myself think. So there we go. I feel like on the TV thing, when I use it sparingly and I use it wisely, it is the best gift ever. It's the best parenting tool ever. But when I use it all the time, it just comes to bite me on the bum constantly. Like when he's got access to like Netflix or whatever, Disney Plus or something, like things where he can choose like what he wants when he wants it and constantly flick between things. His complete aura is so different, whereas when I don't use it all the time, he thinks it's an absolute luxury when he does get it. So for example, this morning I've just put on live TV, just put on CBeebies, and he hasn't complained about the fact that it's just some random thing, colour blocks or whatever. Like he wouldn't choose that necessarily, but he knows that the next thing's just in 10 minutes and he's got to wait for it. And I feel like, I don't know about you, but obviously I'm a millennial / Gen Z, like I'm on that cusp. I think I am a Gen Z actually, but I feel like a millennial at heart, if that makes sense. I don't know if anyone else is like similar age to me. I'm 26, so I was born in 1998. But I know actually, having looked at my analytics and stuff as to like who watches my channel, I know a lot of you guys are probably like on the verge of like around the same age as me basically. But anyway, like when we were growing up, we had VHS, DVDs and live TV, and then I remember like some of my friends with like more money than us had like Sky where you could pause live TV and then like rewind or fast forward if you'd paused it, and I remember thinking that was like amazing. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was the 90s and the noughties, like it wasn't like we had no technology whatsoever. We did, but we still had to wait for things. We still had to wait for like dial-up or the internet connection to get better, or wait for the adverts on things. Like we don't have to do that now. And I think even for myself, like I see myself getting impatient when an advert comes on, like I want to skip it straight away or whatever. And I can see that in George, and his traits generally are like very like he wants the next thing right there, right then. He's definitely impatient already, and that just like speeds the whole thing up. And having access to like Netflix and YouTube and even the remote for him, having like all that choice, it's either overwhelming for him or he gets so like in a tiz about it that his just whole brain is like fast tracking, and it's just crazy. So we definitely try and do live TV, but even that we do it like as little as possible. But I am really liking the last hour of TV in the evening, like 6 p.m. until 7 p.m, because as soon as 7 p.m. hits and the bedtime story is finished and then you do the CBeebies song, he's like, yeah, fine, it's bedtime. Like he's used to it now, so he's like, right, yeah, that means it's bedtime. Whereas before, like getting him to bed was just the biggest battle in the entire world, like the biggest battle. Don't get me wrong, I feel like a lot of that's come with age. I'm just giving Hallie some of her muffins. These are like porridge banana muffins I make. The same like recipe as the oat banana pancakes, but I just put them with a little bit of baking powder and put them in a little muffin case thing and pop them in the air fryer for 8 minutes, 8 or 10 minutes depending. And yeah, they're really nice. Eat it, Hallie. She's just chucking it on the floor like, I don't know what you want this morning. I'll have it then. Do you want some now? You see me eat it? There you go. Anyway, once we've dropped George off at nursery, I've got to do all the standard mundane, boring stuff of like washing and hoovering and putting the dishes away. It's just bloody constant. Like, honestly, I wish I was the person that enjoyed doing housework, but I'm not. I just do not like it, and I need to find some sort of joy in it. But I feel like it's just because I'm doing the surface level stuff. I feel like I'm doing the keeping on top of the house stuff. I'm not doing like the things that actually get your house clean. Like, when was the last time I cleaned the skirting boards? I'm not being funny. I think I've done that once since I've lived here. Yeah, I just feel like I'm treading water with like housework and washing and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, story of my life. Like, I feel like that's just not. Anyway, while Hallie's napping, that is what I'm going to do, and then after she wakes up we're going to go for lunch with a friend round at her house. She's working from home today, so like midweek we can actually go for a little lunch day just round to her, so that'd be really nice. I'm not going to lie, over the last week I've been such a recluse. I haven't gone out to do anything other than the nursery run. Like, I haven't been anywhere, seen anyone. I went for one walk with Hallie and Molly, but Ash or I walk Molly in the evenings at the moment, just because it just works for us. But yeah, other than that, I literally haven't been going out, and I feel like I just need a little bit of human contact. A little bit of human contact would be lovely. I'm one of them people though that once I have too much human contact, I need like 3 or 4 working days to like decompress from the human contact. Do you know what I mean? Like, is that just me? That's probably the case, because I've constantly got noise. I don't need any more noise. rude now. Everything's a little bit tidier in this house. Oh my God, you should have seen the amount of dog hair. Unreal. Just unreal amounts of dog hair. It's just clumps. Yeah, Molly is molting like there's no tomorrow. So the whole house is covered in hair. And then there's obviously Hallie that's like scooting around on her bum all the time. So she's just constantly got like dog hair, like patches on her bum. It's just so gross. And I just needed to get it gone and feel good now because Hallie went down straight away as soon as we got back from the nursery. We got back about 9:15 and she went straight down. So I literally just spent the whole last 45 minutes just cleaning. I think it's 10, is it 10? Yeah. Sometimes George changes the time on that clock, so I never know if it's actually the right time or not. So he's just being dropped off at nursery, then they're going to forest school today. He's going to be like the oldest kid in the class now because obviously he's a September baby, so he's like the oldest person at nursery now. All of his friends have gone off to school and it's just one of those things, like he is getting a little bit, like he hasn't really wanted to go into nursery, whereas normally he's loving going into nursery. And like asks every day if it's a nursery day, and if I say yes, then he gets really excited. And if I say it's not a nursery day, he used to get really like upset and then be like, oh no, but we've got all these other plans. Like I'd always have to have a plan on the day that we weren't going to nursery because he'd get really upset if he wasn't going in. But since all of his friends have gone to school, because literally all of his best friends have just started reception, other than one of his best friends who's still there, which I'm really grateful for, but he only goes like 2 days, or one day that George is there, because today he's there as well, but George is at forest school. So yeah, it's just one of those things, like he only gets to see him one day per week, and then everyone else, they're like a lot younger, they're like just turned 3, and at the moment that's a big age gap, isn't it? And he just feels a little bit like lonely, I think, at a nursery. I'm sure it will change and he'll make like different friendship groups, but yeah, at the moment it's just a little bit hard for him. And he's just like a bit sad that none of his friends are there, that he's just been best friends with since literally he was 2. And yeah, he'll be going to school this time next year, which is just mental. I know that like so many of you that have babies around the same age as George, or had babies, sorry, at the same time that I had George, either you'll be in the same situation as me and like your kids will be going to school next year, or your kids will have just started school. Even if your baby was born 9 days before George, your baby would have, I keep saying baby, your kid would have gone to school this year. So I'd love to know if your kids have started reception this year. Let me know down in the comments, how did it go? How are you feeling? How are they feeling? Is it really exciting? Do you feel like your kid's really ready? Do you feel like your kid's maybe not, like you were a little bit apprehensive about it? And I'd love to know all of the ins and outs of like, yeah, how you found it and how expensive all the school uniforms were and all the emotions that go with all of it, because it's such a big step, isn't it? And then also what it means for you, like in terms of like your next step, because your kids are at school now. Does it mean you're going to go back to work? Does it mean you're going to go full time? Does it mean you're going to have a bit more time to yourself and like what you're going to do that time? Like I just think it's such a turning point in our lives, and yeah, it's just huge. So if that's you, then I'm wishing you all the luck and sending you all the love all at the same time. But yeah, for us, the whole school searching process will start in October. I think they're doing the open days. I need to look at all the local schools, see what I think. We've got one that's really close to our house, which is the one that I just kind of assumed that George would go to, but obviously haven't looked around it. It's like where I go to do my voting, like, you know, when you vote in a general election or local elections or something, that's where I go to vote. So I've been inside it, but only into like one hall. And it looks perfectly fine. It looks like a really nice little primary school, but yeah, I haven't actually spoken to any of the like teachers or done any of the open days. So yeah, we'll be doing that. And then also obviously from like his nursery friends that have just started school, I've heard some stuff about the schools that they've sent their kids to. So I'd definitely like to look around those as well. But yeah, it's all very scary, all very scary. But yeah, I've got a whole year until all of that stuff. But the update, like from me, in terms of like childcare and stuff like that, is that we have decided that Hallie is going to start nursery for 2 days a week in October. So really, really soon. And I'm really, really apprehensive about it. Like, it's kind of crazy because when George was 9 months old, he started in childcare. He had a childminder for a few months, and then he went to a nursery when we moved back down south. And he's just been in nursery ever since then. He's been in nursery for either 3 or 4 days, pretty much 4 days. Like at the moment he goes 8 until 4, so it's like medium days. And he's just been doing that since he was 9 months old. Like, that's all he's ever known. And I love that for him. He needs it. He needs stimulation. He needs like stuff to do constantly. I feel like earlier in his life, like it was probably a little bit too much for him. The hours he was doing like 8 until 6 because of the hours I worked. Obviously I was solo parenting, I didn't have family near, like it was just my only option. The thing is with Hallie is I do have an option. The option is I don't do as much content, I don't do as much like YouTube videos, and I don't do as much, you know, editing, all that kind of stuff, and I have her at home with me. And I focus on like her more than this, and that is one option, like, and that is definitely an option that I've toyed with. Like, do I just do that and do less of this? But realistically, financially, like if I want to continue to have this year off of work, if you guys don't know, I'm having an extended special unpaid leave after my maternity leave finishes, so I've got an extra year off until George starts school next year, before I go back to my actual job, which is a civil servant. In order to fund that year off, I need to make money from like doing content and stuff, and it is really hard, especially as Hallie's getting older, to actually make the content and her be like happy. Hallie's really great when we're out and like doing something, when we're on a walk or we go to the shops or like literally anything, but when I'm just like at the house filming, it's not really her thing. Like it's not fun for her, obviously, so it obviously just makes it a little bit harder to do this. So basically we took the decision, I really wanted her to do like a couple of mornings a week, and just see how that goes. So that I have a couple of mornings where I have like a few hours just to do whatever I need to do, whether I'm talking to camera, whether I'm editing, whether I'm filming an advert or something, like all of those little bits, I can do those in those few hours, and then I can pick her up from nursery. And then we can have the afternoon together, or she can have a nap at home, whatever it might be. But the funding that was available to George from 3, so the term after he started 3, he started getting 30 hours free funding, because that's like for working parents or whatever. It's actually now available for babies over the age of 9 months. Hallie was obviously over the age of 9 months, and you get 15 free hours. I say free, it's not free. The nursery gets like some money contributed by the government, and that's why it's called free. It's not actually free, because for the parent, obviously you've still got to cover like the nursery's food and consumables and just a general like the ticking over of their business. So they're not able to give you like free hours. It's subsidised. It's subsidised is probably what it should be called. So it's not going to be as expensive as it would have been for George when he started nursery back in the day, like nowhere near as expensive. It's just so strange though, because like I said, George was already at nursery by the time he was Hallie's age, and like, although I was apprehensive and I didn't want to let go of my baby and stuff, I just had no choice, so I just did it. Whereas now, because I have the choice, I'm really apprehensive. Plus, I think I probably do see Hallie as more of a baby than I did George, because she's not walking, and I compare her to George, obviously, who is so much bigger, and like, I don't know, it's just different. I think it's a weird thing. I don't know if anyone else is like that with their second baby, but I see her much younger than she is, I think. I don't know if that's weird or not, but yeah. Anyway, moral of the story is Hallie's going to start nursery, and I'm really apprehensive about it. If this is the only option for me to be able to like work on those days, and then like the rest of the time I can just have like a whole day with her, not have to worry about like content and filming and that kind of stuff, because I do find at the moment, like where I'm trying to like kind of move away from filming about the kids and stuff so much, I do find it a bit tricky to film like when there's just chaos going on. It's just one more thing that I do not need when I'm overstimulated as hell. Please don't get me wrong though, I realise this is such a fine problem to have, like it's a choice that we're making, it's not something that we're like being forced to do or anything. Because like, obviously when I went back to work with George, like I said, like I was forced to go back. At that time we wouldn't have been able to afford our mortgage if I didn't go back at 9 months after maternity leave, and George had to go into childcare, like he had to, there was no choice. I didn't want him to, I didn't like it, I didn't like the hours he was doing, you know, there were so many things that I didn't love about it, but it was just our circumstance. Like I said, I was solo parenting, Ash was working away, he then went on operation when George was 1, like for 6 months, and it was just me, and I had literally no other choice, whereas now I do have a choice, so it's like, I'm just apprehensive about it is all. But anyway, because I'm like self-employed for this time being, like I do have the option to be that flexible, like very flexible about when I work, what I do. Obviously it depends, like if I don't work loads, then I don't get paid loads, which is an issue, but like generally I do have that flexibility. Like if I absolutely needed to, I could work like from hours and hours after the kids have gone to bed. Like I'm very tired at that point and I don't do that, but I could do if I needed to, do you know what I mean? But yeah, if you're in a situation where you're going back to work after maternity leave, or you're thinking about that time, like how are you going to navigate it? What are you going to do? What's your setup going to be? Like everyone's circumstances are so personal. Like, it's just crazy, like all of these little moving parts, like whether you've got 1 kid or 2 kids or 3 kids or 4, a partner, or you're a solo parent or a single mum, or like what job you're going back to or not going back to, or if you're having a career change, or if you're trying to find something more flexible to work around the kids. Like, there's just so many moving parts, it's just insane. But anyway, I'm going to edit a video now because Hallie's still asleep. Don't know how long I've got. I'm going to make her a packed lunch, and then we're going to go for lunch at my friend's house, which will be very nice. So I'll catch up with you in a bit. Lasted all of like 20 seconds after I last spoke to you. So she's just been in the living room with me playing a little bit, and then I made her packed lunch to go to my friend's house. It's more snacky bits, to be honest, because I've actually got the time to give her some pasta here. She's hungry. Like, as soon as she wakes up from that nap, she needs food. Like, that's that. And it's only like 11:30 now. We're going to my friend's at 12:30, so pasta for actual lunch, and then this can be her like secondary snacky lunch. Honestly, Hallie eats so much. I'm gonna do like a day of like what my 14-month-old eats in a day soon on Instagram. So follow me on there if you don't already, because honestly, she eats so much. Like, she's not fussy at all. Like, George probably wasn't fussy at this age either, and then he started getting fussier as he came into toddlerhood. But then I just keep offering him the same food and like I hope for the best. Basically, I have absolutely no hacks or tips as to how to get your kids to eat food. But like, Hallie is a hungry girl, like hungry. Like, she's always wanted loads of food, like whether that was milk. Like when she was breastfeeding, she was so hungry, like constantly, and she wasn't getting enough or whatever. So that's when we went on to bottles. Even with bottles, she's always been like quite a lot, like big full bottles, like always draining the whole bottle. And then when she went on to food, it was like loads of bottles and loads of food. It wasn't one or the other. And now she's on 1 bottle a day, 1 full fat cow's milk bottle of milk at the end of the day. But she eats so much throughout the day to make up for the fact that she's not having her morning bottle anymore. Like, she has 2 breakfasts most of the time, then she has her lunch. Today she's gonna have 2 lunches because she's got like basically a whole extra lunch worth in here, which, by the way, I'll link these lunch boxes down below. I get asked about these literally every single day. These are the best little lunch boxes from Amazon. I think they're like £15. They're just so worth it. They're so good, so easy, they're indestructible. I've dropped these like a million times. Got 1 for each of the kids, and they're just perfect. I literally don't leave the house with them without taking one of these, because it's just so good to have like all the snacks, all the things in there ready to go. She's eating her pasta now, and then we're gonna head off. I popped her hair up in pigtails. I'll show you in a minute because she's eating. Honestly, it's the hardest thing in the world to get you to stay still. But her hair, if her hair isn't up in those pigtails, or like scraped back in like a little ponytail, even clipped to the side or whatever, her hair, her fringe, which she comes down to like her chin now, it's so long, and it literally sits, the way her hair sits is like that. It doesn't really sweep to the side. Like, you sweep to the side and then she just like, it just like falls to the front again. It's just long. So yeah, big bunches it is. I try and do those either little space buns or little bunches. But it's so hard. Like, honestly, getting her to sit still is insanely difficult. You don't like it, do you? You don't like it at all. But you need to see where you're going, don't you? Yeah. Please someone remind me why I hoover and mop every day. Like, what is the actual point? Cheers, Hallie. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah! Right, I've just got back from lunch with my friend at her house. Me and Hallie were there for a few hours, and then I've just come to pick George up from nursery.
What friend, Mummy?
What friend? Faye. Do you remember Daddy's friends?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to her house with Hallie.
To go there.
Oh no, we can't go there now because Faye's got to go back to work now. But I've just picked George up from forest school, and apparently had a really, really good day back. His teacher said that because he's the oldest now, she was like giving him a little bit more responsibility, like making sure that the other children like knew all the rules and like knew what the red flags meant, which means like it's a no, like it's the way they have to walk, I think, like through the forest school site, and then also that about the fire safety rules about around the fire pit and stuff. And apparently he was teaching all of the other children and things like that. Oh, it's the fire circle. Sorry, thank you, George, for correcting me. Around the fire circle and things like that. It sounds like you had a really good day back at forest school, and you were just being a really, really good boy. You did everything that all your teachers asked you to do today, and you were really good and on great form. And I'm just so impressed with you, George. Really, really impressed. You're such a good boy. So grown up.
The haystack was a tower.
The haystack was a tower?
Yeah.
Whoa! There was a haystack that was a tower. Was there anything else cool?
The hammock was out.
The hammock was out. That's cool as well. Wow. Well, it sounds really good. It sounds like you had a really good day. And yeah, because George has done so well at forest school and he got such good feedback today, he just got a lolly. So you're happy, aren't you? Super happy.
Is Nanny coming today?
No, Nanny's not coming today, darling. Nanny will come soon. We'll definitely see Nanny soon. Maybe you can see Nanny on Saturday.
No, I see Nanny now.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we can call Nanny when we get home, yeah?
Yeah, will Nanny come or not?
She might not come, but we can talk to her on the phone. Yeah? We can maybe FaceTime her so you can see her face, yeah? But yeah, we're going to head home, do dinner and stuff, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. So this is what George ate from his packed lunch today. He ate most things. He just didn't eat. That's like a muffin that I made with like oats and stuff. Did I say this already in the vlog? I can't remember. But that's the muffin he didn't eat. He didn't eat his raisins and he didn't eat half a rice cake, but he ate everything else. Happy with that. And then Hallie, of her second lunch, ate just tips them out on the floor. It's going to be dinner time now. Hallie's also not had a nap since she woke up earlier. She woke up at like 11:30 and it is now 20 to 5, so she is tired. She's tired. But it's too late to have a nap, so I'm going to keep you up till 6:30, and then it's going to be bedtime, I think. But we need some dinner first, don't we, darling? Georgie's watching Paw Patrol because he asked really nicely. Like I said in the car, he got such high praise from his teacher after forest school. So I gave him a lolly and he asked really nicely if he could watch Paw Patrol, and I said absolutely, yeah, she's been such a good boy. And she asked really nicely. Sometimes he just like demands things, and I always have to remind him how to ask things, but he asked so nicely. I'm like, oh my gosh. Forest school, I kid you not, brings out the best in George. Like when he's allowed to just like run wild and free. Obviously tired, but he definitely has really good days when he's there. And I've actually recommended maybe doing 2 days a week. I'm gonna have to check what it's gonna be like with funding for like Hallie's hours and George's hours and see how that would cost, because forest school costs £4 extra a day, which really isn't that much. But if he was going to do that like 4 days extra, obviously that's just, I mean, it's not a lot, is it? It's like £16. So I think we probably will do it, but might have to get some more stuff. That's the other thing with forest school. There's a lot of admin with like clothes and waterproofs and spare clothes and packed lunches. Like it's a lot more than just sending him to nursery. If that gets 30 and he's at forest school, then the next day it's like, it's a big, big turnover. But yeah, he does love it so much, so maybe we'll get him a couple more sets of like waterproof trousers and coats and stuff. Anyway, right, I'm gonna cook dinner now. Hello Fresh recipe tonight. We're doing a beef, what is it? It is Occasion beef rigatoni, but we're not having rigatoni, we're having linguine, because it's actually a Hello Fresh recipe, but I'm actually gonna cook it with stuff I got from the supermarket because I didn't get HelloFresh this week. But I still use HelloFresh recipes every time because it's just so much easier. Right, it's time for me to cook dinner now, Hallie. Do you want that? No. Yummy. There you go. Okay, let me be real with you. 9 times out of 10, my cooking experience, weekday evenings, when I'm on my own with the kids, is not this quiet. Like, let me be real right now. It is very rare that I do not have 2 very overtired young kids literally at my legs clawing at me, screaming. Like, that's my reality most evenings. And the fact that it's not, wow, to be quite honest, is all I have to say. Absolutely wow. If that's your reality and that's what your cooking experience looks like most of the time, I'm right there with you most of the time. Tonight, Hallie's just sat on the floor drinking milk, happily, and George is just watching TV, happily. Don't get me wrong, we just had a moment with George, like, he was just getting upset because there was just an incident, he just got upset. I had to take him upstairs, have a shower, and then we had to come back downstairs, he just put his PJs on, had a cuddle. And we're all good now. I don't think he's actually going to last very long. He's very tired. And it's coming up to 5:30, and I think he's just absolutely shattered. I don't think he's going to last very long. So he's probably going to fall asleep on the sofa. But now he's clean, I don't really mind. Usually, if he ever does like fall asleep after nursery or high school on the sofa, probably I'd say 50% of the time he wakes up at like 8 PM and is raring to go, and we're up until midnight with him. Classic, absolutely love that for us. But he's like running around like crazy, wants to do stuff, and we're like, oh, I'm so tired. And then the other 50% of the time, by some miracle, he sleeps through. So, fingers crossed, if that happens, man. He just said stop talking. It's alright, baby. Come on, we're all finished now. Yay! All done. Yum. Absolutely delish. Right, it's like 6:30 and George is still awake downstairs. Hallie is still going. She's not like screaming at me or anything. She's getting to the point where she might start doing that. I'm going to give her a bath quickly. She's got her milk here, and then she's probably going to be ready for bed. So I'm going to crack on and do that. Both the kids ate quite a lot of dinner, which was lovely. Ash is on his way home. I think he's going to be home in the next like 15 minutes or so. I'm going to try and keep Hallie up before he gets home, otherwise he wouldn't have seen her today. It's not really nice when you doesn't get to see her for like a whole day, because then it's like 2 full days until he actually sees her, if that makes sense. Which just reminds me how crazy it was that like when he used to work away during the week and you wouldn't see George for like 5 days straight. You're such a lucky girl, you get to see your daddy every day. I'm comparing like what life is like now to like this time last year or this time 2 years ago, and it's just like, it's just amazing. Like you come through like your hurdles and you have like difficult points in the day, but nothing will compare to how hard things were back then. And I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful, honey. We're in a good little phase, aren't we? Aren't we? Cheeky girl. Cheeky girl. Oh, right. Kids are asleep. Skincare time. Let's go. I've got my Skin and Me Day Doser, but first I'm going to go in with my cleanser. This is the cleanser you get, and then this is the moisturiser you get, and this is obviously the Day Doser you get with my discount code. You get testers of these two, so you get the moisturiser and the cleanser, like a little starter trial, and then you get a full-sized daily doser for £4.99. I think that's really good that you get the testers as well, because you'll really like these. These are like very mild, very gentle, like they're very lovely, but obviously this will be personalised to you specifically. So for example, mine is to treat my acne scarring, to prevent it coming back, all that kind of stuff. The team formulates something specifically for you, so yours is going to be different to mine, but that's the beauty of it, because it actually targets the stuff that, you know, you want to target. So I'm going to do that now, but I wanted to remind you of my code. It's Shannon09Y. Definitely try it. If you have any kind of insecurities about your skin, trust me, like I've been there so badly. I promise you, if you have a concern, they've got you covered, and I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. It's changed my life and changed my confidence, the way I see myself. Like it's changed everything for me. So the fact I even get to work with Skin and Me is amazing. But the fact that I get to share these with you with an amazing discount code, like that means so much. So definitely try it out. Shannon09Y gets you that discount. I'm going to do my skincare and then I'm going to go to bed, girls, because I'm tired. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you like this kind of style of video, the day in the lives, that kind of thing. But for now, I'll love you and leave you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby.